Well, there we go. We're in the draft. Let's see what we've got. Well, we're not going to see what we've got. We've got a Lich and a Void. They're missing, but they'll pop into the game once we load ourselves in. And a Dazzle plus Lone Druid on the other side for PG.BarracX. What do you think the Australian teams need to do? They need to be, like, when they're going up against the Southeast Asian teams, the Chinese squads, or r1sk, do they need to change their playstyle, like be more aggressive, or do they just need to, do their thing? How do they play Dota?
Not necessarily change the playstyle. I think their playstyles are okay. It's more, I guess, limiting these silly mistakes that tend to eventuate, just from a lack of experience, I guess. Need to really make sure that your play is tight. There's no room for error, because these good teams, something that Australian teams don't do, they capitalize on your mistakes. And they punish you hard, and it only takes a couple of mistakes for you to lose the game completely.
Yeah. I feel something that I see a lot with the Australian teams. We saw it yesterday. AGN, they got their one win against Natural 9. It was this long, 67-minute game where Natural 9 were actually ahead, but these teams struggle to actually close out games sometimes.
Yeah, we're talking like a 17K net worth lead, but still the game was in the air.
Yep.
You won't get that against the international competition, rarely.
That goes back 5 or 6 years ago. I used to manage you, and it was the same thing. You guys would throw a 20K gold lead, so nothing's changed.
Thanks for reminding me.
Yeah. No, but jokes aside, it should be a good test for AGN to see how they do here. Some young blood here. Allison, the captain, you say he's kind of come in as more of a veteran of the scene.
Not necessarily a veteran, but he's been around for a while. He's provided some structure to the team. He's used his experience to, really gel these lesser experienced players together. And it's worked wonders. Here they are at Invictus. They beat some really good teams to get here.
Yep. No, well, we'll see. This is the new fresh blood of Oz Dota. And, Oz Dota players have managed to actually succeed on an international level. The likes of QO, KP, more recently Anna. This could be a potential breeding grounds for players to, venture off to Southeast Asia.
Absolutely. Reverie in particular, a player that I've seen quite a bit of, he's been doing really well lately. He's very solid in that mid lane, and he does have glimpses of, I guess,
they just picked a Pudge, by the way.
Oh yeah, well we're going to stop everything now. They just have a Pudge.
I'm going to see if I can fix this by hopping out and back in.
So Allison really loves playing his Pudge. So I'm guessing we'll see him on that. Pretty good combo of the Void, I guess, as well. Chrono into Hook. Although you don't want to rely on the Chronos for the easy hooks. It's got too long of a cooldown. But that's a really nice pick. And the Tusk comes out. So Dazzle, Lone Druid, Tusk on the side of PG.BarracX. 3 pretty common heroes in this meta.
Yep.
We haven't seen that much of Dazzle and Tusk in this tournament, but we've definitely seen them in the other events that have been happening. They've been using 7.20.
So Dazzle, Tusk, very strong support combo. And this Lone Druid we've seen quite a bit of as well. Definitely featured prominently as one of the new carries. And we've seen both the old school Radiance build and the right-click build, I feel. The right-click one may be a bit more popular.
More prominent, the right-click build. The Radiance build it's still, I guess that's the idea of Dota. You want to make sure that, there's a lot of versatility that's available.
Yeah.
So if there's this certain way to play multiple heroes, I mean, that's always ideal, right? It gives you that option.
You may not see it, guys, but you can read up the top. Faceless Void, Pudge, Lich, AGN. Do they have a Pudge player?
Yes, Allison.
Oh, okay, Allison.
He loves his Pudge, so...
He'll be showing that one off. Pudge, I feel like, is a hero that keeps getting nerfed, though.
It does. Look, the problem with Pudge is, if you get it to that balanced state, there's always going to be some of those players that just shine so much on it.
Okay.
And it makes it look imbalanced. It makes it look imbalanced. So it's really hard to get to a point where it's balanced for everyone.
Do you like seeing them go for something out of the box in a best of one like this? Is this like them just saying, we're underdogs, let's do something crazy and try to get a win with it?
Look, I don't necessarily think it's crazy for them.
Okay.
They really like playing the Pudge, so this is not too crazy. They picked it before. But at the same time, PG.BarracX might not be used to versing the Pudge, so it could work in their favor in that respect.
All right. Well, Sand King, their next hero pickup. What are we looking at here? Probably, what, Sand King Pudge lane with a Lich
Pudge
Void?
position 4, Lich Void. And Australian teams generally will pick their mid-hero last.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's like across the board.
Generally
If you have
speaking,
10th pick, the ultimate last pick, you almost always look to last pick the mid.
Secure that lane advantage.
Yeah.
The Rubik comes out. It's another.
Oh,
they've got 4 very in-meta picks.
We're seeing either Rubik or Dazzle played as a core as well. We've seen some mid Dazzle and even some mid Rubik.
We have. Now, in terms of this game, you know, mid Rubik might not be too bad, but you've got some really good spells to steal. You've got the Sand King stun. You've got the Chrono. You've got the Lich Chain. And then obviously you've got the hook on the Pudge, which is definitely not bad at all. That instant hook just comes out.
Oh yeah.
So, you know, the solid mid Rubik with that Aghanims at around the 25-minute mark or so could be quite deadly.
I wouldn't mind seeing that. You know, it's like one of those things, you know, there's an Enigma in the game, you want to see another Enigma, you see a Rubik. Well, we're happy to see a Pudge. Maybe we'll get 2 Pudges.
Maybe we will.
Rubik can pull that off. Last pick now coming out is going to be a Kunkka.
So most likely Kunkka mid. It could be like a Dazzle off lane?
Dazzle, Tusk, like what? I mean, even Tusk has been played as a core, but
Potentially.
Dazzle sounds more likely.
3, yeah, and then you really, I guess, you could get that Necro Book and really utilize that ultimate, the cooldown reduction. It's viable. In saying that though, they're not limited to that option. I mean, you know, Rubik could go off lane, he could still go mid, Kunkka could go off lane. I mean, just, it's a very versatile draft, and it really comes down to what they believe will be the best way to lane against AGN's heroes.
Well, last pick, maybe against a potential Kunkka mid, Storm Spirit comes out.
Ooh.
That's another hero that's also not. Let's go. Let's hear for our Australian boys here. We've got AGN. One of 2 Australian teams fighting for survival in the lower bracket. Following this, we'll have Natural 9, but they're going up against PG.BarracX. And this should be a fantastic way to start off the day.
Certainly should be. Just to be concerned, I'm hoping that the Void gets a good start in that safe lane. I feel like if he does, then AGN have a pretty good shot at this. If he falls too far behind though, then he's not going to be able to create that space that the Storm Spirit needs early to farm those core items, and then that's just going to be a challenge.
Well, quick pause coming out as we'll fix some of these things. So the Allison Pudge, you mentioned he plays this a lot. Is there anything like special, unique we should be looking out for? Is he's going to be playing that off lane, do you think, with the Sand King?
He'll be doing some roaming, so he'll probably start at top. There could be some kill potential in mid as well, you know. Pudge Storm against that Kunkka. Definitely some kill potential there as well. Okay. And look for him as well to rotate bot. He likes to go all over the place. He really wants those kills early. Very, very active.
So very much dedicated roamer. I feel like we're seeing a bit less
Traditionally
of that.
so. Traditionally so, yes.
It's become more popular, at least on the current patch.
Yeah.
Like the last patch, the 6.19, it was like, okay, roaming's just not a thing.
Yes, at least it's become an option now.
Yeah. Well, we'll get things back underway. There is some early wards being planted. You mentioned the pudge ganks on mid. Well, that's something Kunkka wants to prevent.
Yeah, definitely.
Getting down some vision early on. And similarly, the lone druid able to use his bear to actually scout things out, figure out what some of these lanes are.
Yeah. Allison has not dropped his ward yet as well, so that bear's scouted out that Allison does have a ward. It's going to be a challenge for him to put it down now without PG.BarracX knowing where it is.
Well, we'll see which sides get which bounty runes here early on. Nothing too crazy or unexpected with the lanes. Dazzle and Tusk will be going down bottom. Avoid Lich lane.
It's a strong level 1 combo there.
Yep.
Will he go for the tag team first?
Well, Lich already has the point in the frost shield
yeah.
for the damage reduction.
What's the Tusk opted for here?
Tusk, what's he looking at? No skill points used just yet. He's coming in. They're going to put the ice shield on the Lich, using it defensively while the Void goes for the bounty rune. He's in trouble. He's got the tag team. He's just going to right-click him down.
Level 1 spell.
Void will get both bounty runes down bottom though at least, whereas back top it looks like Rams picks up 1. So 3 bounty runes at least go the way of AGN, but...
Well, that actually gives him the gold lead.
There we go.
So, I mean...
They'll take that win. 3 bounty runes to the 1, and the first blood picked up by PG.BarracX. That gets things started here. We'll keep a close eye on the Pudge, doing some early pull blocks here.
This bottom lane is so strong, bro, for PG.BarracX. That Shadow Poison plus the tag team, it's immense physical damage coming out. If the Lich is out of position at all, that's a straight death. They managed to take down that Sentry Ward at top. It's going to give the Sand King a big advantage in that lane.
Yeah, and it doesn't look like they have, any further detection. They may need to bring some on this courier. It looks like there is
ready.
one. Yeah.
They have to. It's so difficult to lane against that Sand King if you don't have that Sentry.
Yeah, just going for it level 1, and he's able to just right-click out of this Sandstorm, go back invis, dodge auto attacks. Really cause all sorts of problems here. We'll fix some small little gear issues, it sounds like, from the teams.
The Storm off to a really good start. That's 3 CS. 3 out of 3, I'm assuming.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the lane pushing a bit, so
yeah.
Kunkka's not missing any, but...
He hasn't had a crack yet at any of the CS.
2 remnants, it looks like, has been used. But definitely well worth it.
Yeah.
It seems like we're seeing a bit less of the, double, triple, null talisman, wraith band. It's still a thing, but not everyone.
The nulls are not as good on Intel heroes as wraith bands are on Agi.
Yeah.
And braces are on strength.
Yeah. Another bit of a clash down bottom here using that frost shield, but Baosu hasn't actually got the time walk. He's already used it aggressively, so...
Could have maybe frost shielded the Void there.
Yeah.
Maybe had a crack at bringing down that Dazzle.
This is definitely looking like a dangerous lane for particularly AGN, but one where there's going to be a lot of harass being traded. We'll have Shadow Wave coming into play soon. There's a lot of harass potential, a lot of healing potential as well. And that means it is definitely the place to watch.
Just waiting for that Pudge to get level 2, and then it's going to be on at top lane as well.
Yeah, that's where he'll start looking for some of those hooks. He hasn't thrown any just yet, but...
Yeah, he's probably just waiting for that rot. And then also the Sand King Stun at level 2 as well. And then there's your kill potential. So we do have that level 2 now. And the hook comes straight out, very close. That would have been a kill as well.
Swing and a miss. Meanwhile, back at mid, Storm taking a lot of damage. Kunkka wanted to cancel the salve, so he held on to his Tidebringer. Even using these last hits, he wants to cancel this and... Oh, kill down bottom.
It's that kill potential at bot. It's just so strong.
Can't keep our eyes off of this Lich as the second kill onto Jesus. It's a very tough lane for him, and we're really seeing it as he struggles there. As back at top, can they do with this Sand King? It looks like he's still got that invis to play around as they're going to lift up the Pudge. Allison could be in some trouble here.
Nice block.
Oh, the body blocks. Ram still has a Fade Bolt here. He's going to try secure the kill with this one, perhaps. 1 or 2 more right clicks. Can he get it? 1 more right click with the Fade Bolt.
Gets him.
Brings him down. Allison on the Pudge. Meanwhile, back at mid, rotation in. They've got the Tusk here with an Ice Shard. Reverie's got no escape, and BarracX will finish off that kill as well.
We were speaking before about the good teams capitalizing on mistakes. That little error in your positioning, and then all of a sudden you're dead. Simple as that.
And that was the Pudge at top, and Storm, you're just not expecting a rotation this early on.
Really good rotation there by the Tusk.
It is a hero known for roaming, but Dazzle's not normally a hero you want to leave alone.
Lich will be in trouble here.
Yeah, and they use the Ice Shield on the Void, so that means Lich is somewhat defenseless here. Spaceman just wants to go in. He wants to fight his way through this one. Spaceman has stick charges even. Baosu has Time Walk, so he should be fine. Baits out the Time Walk in, then he pops the stick charges, and now Baosu could be in some trouble.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a Shadow Wave heal here. He's been baited.
Yeah.
The tag team comes in as well, and oh no. He knew. He brought out the voice lines and everything. He got baited so hard.
Yeah, PG.BarracX just playing this laning phase so well.
Yeah, all 3 cores on their team topping the CS with 6 kills on top of that. They're just being outskilled.
Yeah, I mean, we called the strength of this bottom lane, but we've had kills in the other lanes as well, so.
For the woes maybe continue as Pudge gets rotated on in mid. Very low chance of survival. Kunkka wants to cleave, he'll get it. Azur just playing with his food there. Back at bottom, more kills maybe going the way of BarracX. Jesus on the Lich, no escape for him. Kill after kill, 3k gold lead already. Gets the fear, pushes him out of that the Sandstorm. Not a bad way to play against the Sankey, who then gets rooted as well. Back at bottom, Dazzle, they get their first kill of the game. Not a bad start for them as Sand King. Ooh, needs to be careful not to get rooted. Can Allison get another hook? It looks like he was involved in that first kill.
They're only 2k gold down. It's not bad at all. Keep in mind, this AGN team came back from a 17k gold deficit yesterday. Yep. So they're not bad at playing from behind. They can do it.
This top lane's a bit of a problem. The Burrow Strike not going to hit the lone Druid. He was trying to get that under the tower since the tower was hitting him as well. And back at mid, another rotation. Reverie, he's level 6, but he got bursted down before he got a chance to actually use it. Dives now down bottom. They know
another kill,
Dazzle alone. AGN, they want to get this kill onto Huppy, but
they got him.
AGN get their second kill of the game. They may get punished for this one though. Alice on the Pudge accepts his fate.
They'll be happy with that trade.
Yep, I think you take those 1-for-1s when you're behind like this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the Storm dying mid is perhaps the bigger problem.
Yeah, the Storm is not doing too well. But I guess the laning phase is always the weakness. So hopefully from here he can do some neutrals, catch up, and maybe off the back of this Pudge, land a couple of hooks and then keep them in the game.
Yep. I mean,
Sand King's not doing too badly either.
Definitely not doing too badly, but I think the concern is this lone Druid is taking your tower. He's not really defending his tower in this 1v1 because lone Druid's able to just bully him away so much. But the Siege Creep does get taken out. Mid lane also tower being pressured, so multiple tier 1s in a lot of trouble here. Back at bottom though, Spaceman's got no regrets, and AGN get themselves one more. The 3 points in that time lock.
The Void's got his ultimate now as well. Chronosphere's online.
Yeah, we'll see if he can maybe find a place to set up and use this, particularly if PG.BarracX go for this mid and tier 1 top tower. He needs to start thinking about keeping in with a chrono. Pudge trying to set up a hook, but he plants a ward and does this under dire vision.
So if you can see that PG.BarracX has warded twice in mid, two wards, and they really want to protect that Kunkka from any Pudge gang. So very intelligent warding there. And they got both of those wards out before AGN got their wards down. So AGN probably has no idea, but they have vision of both those areas.
Sand King pulling creep waves here, but Lone Druid says, well, I don't need a creep wave to take your tier 1 tower. I'm a Lone Druid, and he's going to take this one uncontested. So a very early tower going the way of the solo Lone Druid at this point. Not a good sign for the top lane, at least.
The other thing PG.BarracX have done is actually that ward in mid doubles as a jungle ward, and also that other jungle ward at the bottom right too. Yep. So they're keeping tabs on this Storm. They want to make sure that they give him no space whatsoever.
He's forced to jungle a little bit. Has hit level 7 at least.
Yeah.
Gets himself in a slightly better position, but a big collapse on this bottom lane. And we'll have to see what AGN look to do. Do they defend this? Do they let it go?
I don't think they can fight.
Oh, they're trying to. They TP and Allison on the Pudge. They get the Frost Armor out on the Void. That's going to help him, but he gets blown up before he can time walk the hook in. But Allison may have just hooked into his own death here. He gets one kill. He's going to pay for it with his life. Denies himself with the Pudge as well. Here, Storm in trouble. Another Kunkka cleave. DD rune on this Kunkka. And oh, Ramsey can't get the tower up of him. Jesus, TP.
Oh, he might. Oh, wow. The magic
So
stick.
close.
The magic stick saved him.
Well,
This 10-minute tome is going to be so big for AGN. So it's even a Pudge over literally going to get level 6. And then from there, hopefully, it's more likely the Pudge is going to get it. From there, hopefully, they can use that ultimate to catch up a bit.
Express being thrown out casually. Nothing too crazy cooking in the bottom lane anymore. Sanking back at top, just trying to get as much farm as possible, but needs to be careful. There's a sentry. Yeah, he's got to run. And he's got no mana for a Burrow Strike. Oh no, this is so bad for the Sand King. Where's the root? He can't get it. Germ is hoping. He's like,
Can
please,
he deny himself?
no root. He's trying to aggro it.
Oh, he might get it.
No.
Oh.
Close,
Close.
but no cigar. I don't really. Was it close?
I think it was close.
Okay.
It looked close. I mean,
It's hard when the lone druid does a lot more damage than a little satyr.
yeah,
Those things don't do too much.
He's got a star shield as well, right?
Yeah.
So he's probably blocking most of the damage from those little creeps.
Well, Kunkka's getting very active ever since this good start. 2,000 plus health thanks to this triple brace of treads.
Yeah.
Just saying how we're not seeing quite as much. Well, Kunkka says, yeah, we still do this. This is still a thing. Dazzle down bottom, full medallion, going into that Necro book.
We have level 6 on the Pudge now, so he's consumed the tome, and he's ready to rock.
Saw maybe the Kunkka swooping in. Yeah, he had vision of the Kunkka and...
I don't know if they can bring this Kunkka down at this stage.
Yeah.
He is so tanky, and they're not going to disable him long enough for him not to use his boat.
Yeah, once that boat comes out, all that damage block make a big difference here. Trying to hold on the high ground. They really have struggled because they can't de-ward this.
This could be it. This could be the time to bring down the lone druid.
Oh, they're going in down bottom. They want to get the Sand King first. This would be a nice kill with the dust. They should be able to get this one. Sand King goes down back at top.
Void.
Uh-oh. Well, Void comes in with a Chronosphere. Oh, Stormy falls into it, though.
They got the Pudge
this
ulti.
one. Yep, they then get the Dismember off. He gets rooted, but he's still dismembering here. The Lone Druid trying to get out of there. They bring him down. Nice little kill. Back at mid. Kunkka waiting for someone to show up. No one just yet in the vicinity. But it just feels like PG.BarracX are getting more. 2 kills for 3 in their favor. And they're pushing towers here. They're about to get their third tier 1 tower.
Yeah, much more efficient in their movement.
That's the thing. They're roaming and ganking and getting these kills, but at no point are they really pressuring PG.BarracX or pushing any towers.
Yeah. Has Sand King almost got his dagger at least? Where's he at?
He's
Kind of
halfway,
edging
yeah.
towards it. Yeah.
getting there. That's going to be a key item. And if you're rushing this dagger, that means you need to kind of get some kills immediately.
Yeah.
Found Kunkka. Now time to test how tanky is he. Can they bring him down? But he gets the boat off before the fear. So now he's got that damage mitigation, and they're going to catch out the Pudge, pull him in. I believe that's a stolen Sinister Gaze.
Level 1, mind you.
But at least adding that little bit of extra lockdown and control, and all AGN can do is just go for some farm elsewhere on the map. Already down 8k gold just 12 minutes in. They've got to make something out of this Sand King Blink Dagger when it comes up, and they need this as soon as possible.
Yeah. Good effort by Lich there to not give the Chain Frost away. He always has to be mindful that the room is going to be looking for that.
Yep.
And yeah, it is a Necro Book rush.
Yeah, he's got that cooldown reduction, and don't imagine he may want to even try and push this with Lone Druid showing up. Why the hell not?
They get the top tower, the tier 1.
Yeah.
So not bad effort there by AGN, taking a tower. That's going to pretty much give Void his Mask of Madness.
That's a pretty key item if he wants to be able to kill anyone in that Chronosphere. He either relies on his a teammates with like a Chain Frost, or he needs that Mask of Madness. So see Reverie, he's just trying to get as much farm as possible. Go to the phase boot.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice.
Most common of boots for a Storm Spirit, I feel.
I mean, we were discussing it before with the treads. It's not really ideal for Storm anymore.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
The armor's at least a little bit nice against this draft because it is a lot of physical damage.
And does give that attack speed as well, which does help the Storm Spirit without overload.
Yep. See, P.G.BarracX continue to control the entire Radiant jungle. So at this point, AGN just aren't able to get much farm because their jungle's been completely invaded.
Some really good warding there as well by PG.BarracX. They've got some really good offensive wards, keeping tabs on AGN as they leave their base.
BarracX just going to look to go from tower to tower at this point, it feels like. They can even go for Roshan whenever they like with this medallion. I got to imagine that's something they're thinking about as well. We just haven't seen that Pudge presence on this game too much. Has been involved in 4 kills now, but these kills just haven't really led to much. Blink Dagger not too far away on Germa.
I think they'll just be waiting for that on long.
Yeah. Well, medallion on the roach here, and unfortunately without the Blink Dagger on Sand King, this is just not something they can contest.
Yeah, they can't fly into that with no vision, unfortunately. I mean, they do have that one ward up. They know what's going on, but it's so difficult to get in there.
Yeah, you can know, but I mean, your players, maybe Storm Spirit decides to chance his life for a steal, which is unlikely to work. Dire Glyph being used here. Looked like they wanted to catch the Storm in mid lane, perhaps, but he just gives up on it and benches down bottom. Wants some bounty runes here. Storm could get punched for this one. Oh no, that's some extra disable. Can he get out of this one? Does manage to ball out in time, but wants the other one too.
Oh, he dodges it. Nice.
Very nicely done by Reverie to get out of there. That looked like a dicey situation for him. Oh boy, Kunkka's tanky. We saw this build earlier today.
Yeah, we did.
With an armlet, but this one is without and just as scary.
No need, just get the straight heart. It's so hard to bring the Kunkka down. It can just be in your face permanently. You don't necessarily need damage items. The Tidebringer just does it for you.
Yeah, all this strength adds to your base damage, so you're just cleaving it and doing crazy amounts of damage.
He's got the dagger up now.
He needs to get something ASAP. PG.BarracX is getting a bit out of control with the level of farm they've got now. 4,000 health on Kunkka at 16 minutes.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's pretty unheard of.
That's literally raid boss level.
That's only like, you see heroes reach this status at like 30, 40 minutes typically.
Yeah.
But having it this early on, where's the damage going to come from to kill him? Doesn't feel like they've got it.
Well, if he has his team around him, he can't die basically, like full stop. Without his team around him, I mean, they have the lockdown, I guess. Sand King, the Chrono, the Storm, the Sinister Gaze on the Lich, the Pudge ulti, but still, it's a mission. It's definitely a mission to bring him down.
The part of the game you alluded to where Pudge attempts to defend the high ground.
Yeah, this is where we're headed. We saw that quite
This is where they peak, you know?
Yeah.
This is where the comeback begins. Get some hooks.
This could be the game plan.
Yep. Play from 17k gold down like the game they won against Natural 9.
Defend the base, look for some good opportunities. They've got the Blink Epi on the Sand King. They've got the Chrono on the Void. The Storm can push out the waves. I mean, they have the recipe for some successful base defenses, so let's see if they can execute.
Well, we've yet to see a Chronosphere, yet to see a Chain Frost, an Epicenter. All these big ultimates just haven't been coming into play yet.
We saw one Chrono on the Lone Druid at top.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep.
But apart from that, it's been pretty few and far between.
Yeah. And they're just unable to really get good vision out. They get immediately de-ward. They've still got some old vision up that's giving them actually some good info, luckily, making this game a little bit easier. They've got decent ward coverage on the Radiant side, so see if they can use this to turn it into any kind of a kill or not. Does feel like
someone up the X here. The Lich.
damage is close, but
this is a dive.
Tusk. He goes for the hook. He doesn't time it right though. Allison was hoping to catch him when he landed, and top lane, Bear's in the base with the Necrobook. Storm goes balling in, but that's a lot of his mana pool being used. Even with the Kaya, he's kind of burned through 90% of his mana pool almost and falls back, and they're just going to lose a tier 3 tower here. Possibly more if they're not careful. X going to catch the Void. That could spell his demise here. They're trying to chain send him. Nice hook out of there. And he pulls the Tusken deep. And he finds a Chronosphere. In goes the Sand King with the Blink Burrow Strike. He can't get up the Epicenter. He's got no mana for this one. The Dust is going to catch him as well. They've lost the Storm. They lose Sand King as well. And the Chrono comes, but where's the damage? There's no Chain Frost. Balsu just stops the push, but he doesn't do any damage whatsoever. The X is going to catch him as well with a two-man torrent. PG.BarracX just plowing their way through AGN.
Oh, that could be it.
Buyback, dieback, and Rax dead. 13k gold lead. Rax already being claimed. It's looking pretty grim, David.
PG.BarracX is such a disciplined team. We talked about the picks they had. Definitely 7.20 staples so far, and they clearly know how to execute as well.
They're showing it here, and they go from one lane to the next. AGN won't tap out just yet. They know this may be their only chance to make their last stand on the main stage here at the Convictus Esports AMD Dota 2 Cup.
So no Epi, no chain, no chrono for this defense. Can they do it?
Storm gets the D-ward off. Maybe that's step one. Take away their vision.
That's a plus for sure.
Help Pudge get some hooks. But they're just standing so far back. Only the lone druid is in range, and he's got an agent. Allison's like, let's go hit some creeps. What else can I do here? They're playing for the tier 4 tower defense. You know, we can't go out and defend tier 3s. Let's do tier 4s.
They're gonna go straight bot. The Aegis is down now though.
Yep.
So that's definitely a plus in AGN's favor.
Oh, they've got the hook. They bring in the lone druid. They're going to bring him down. They have no save.
No grave there. Out of
Dazzle
range.
couldn't get the grave in time. Now the chain throw's bouncing around. They're doing some good damage here.
big
Can
chain.
AGN hold? Boat coming in a little bit too late. The Raiden's like getting cleaved down by Azure, but they've already killed up 3. Oh, no. 3 dead, though. That's as good of a fight as it's going to get for AGN. And got to imagine, they'll be happy with that one. A 2k gold swing. Down 4 Rex, though, pretty grim still, but baby steps.
It's going to be difficult, but it definitely is a plus. Not sure if they'll be able to get back into this one, but you never know. With a good chrono, with the Epi and the Lich combo, I mean, they just showed that they do have potential to snag some kills. So you never know. There could still be there's still a glimmer of hope there.
It's Allison's Pudge. He's got to make it happen. Land some of those meat hooks and.
It was so good as well because the Dazzle could not get to him to grave him. I mean, that grave could have changed everything.
Yeah, he had just the 1 point in grave, so that's such a short cast range, making life very, very difficult.
So they may just wait for Rosh. I mean, that would be the conservative way to play, I guess. If they're confident they can close it out, then you might see them head to bottom soon. But they probably will just wait for Rosh. They'll probably be really safe. You don't want to risk much in these best of ones.
What do you make of this Kunker build?
Yeah, it's something.
It's
definitely something. It's I mean, what's next? Is it the third heart?
Third heart, right? That's all I can. He's going to replace the treads with the heart, so he has 3 hearts on top, 3 races,
and 3 races.
down bottom. Yeah.
That's perfectly uniform.
I've done. It's all about the aesthetics sometimes in Dota. That's why we all love our cosmetics.
Especially with the TP slot being an independent slot now as well.
You can do so much more.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It's opened up a whole new metagame of Dota 2 inventories.
Storm working towards that Bloodstone.
Yeah.
Close. It's almost got it.
But you asked whether they would wait for the Aegis. They're going to wait for a kill in the void, maybe. The hook out, nicely timed.
Good hook.
Good defensive tool to have against the Kunker X combo.
It's the boat down for 50 seconds.
They still want to push, it seems. They put the bear on the high ground with the Mjolnir buff. Now the hook goes flying. Allison doesn't have any trees to hide in anymore, unfortunately, and it's daytime, so very hard for him to land these. As the bear is just going to seize this one. They smoke up again, trying to get a hook up for this one. Epicenter coming in with the Barrow Strike. They want to go to the lone druid. They get the hook as well. Where's the grave? He's just too far away. They kill off the tusk.
Where's the chain? The chain.
Oh, it's bouncing.
He stole it.
The bear.
Oh,
Rubik. He turns it. He bounces it once. He bounces it again. It does end up ceasing to bounce around, and they're getting some kills here on the AGN side, but now they're saying to lose Chrono's fear.
It's a good chrono.
Catches out 3. Storm throwing some
HP.
They want the Lone Druid, but the fear comes out. Oh no. Lone Druid is turning it. Buyback from the Void. He realizes he's going to get something done to hold on to this last lane. Rax Reverie in trouble. The Barrow Strike will keep him alive. Looks like that may be enough.
They can't beat his Kunker down. No way.
Oh no. He caught the Storm as well in the fountain with the cleave, it looks like. Storm immediately is going to buy back here. This could be the end for PG.BarracX to end this game.
The voice TPing
in from the fountain to the Rax. It looks like he may hold this one, but PG.BarracX. Okay, now I think they're saying let's get ourselves made. Yeah. We'll do this.
Well, they
the right
hold
way.
again. It's the never say die Aussie spirit in full display.
That's what I like to hear. Fighting till the bitter end. It is not over yet, they say, as PG.BarracX look to get themselves in even more firm control, but AGN showing that, you know, that fighting spirit is still there. We've got another smoke maybe for a high ground play, something we've seen help set up some of those hook initiations.
Yeah. I guess the bright side here for AGN is PG.BarracX are getting that rush while their spells are on cooldown. So that should give them enough time to get that chrono up, get that chain frost up, and get that epicenter up. And we already have 2 of those online now.
Yep, just the chrono they're waiting for, so that will be back online as they even get some D-wards, so take away some of that dire vision.
So Storm has no buyout here, though. That's quite key. Doesn't quite have that Bloodstone yet, but it's so close.
Yeah, a lot of these, no one on the Radiant side with buyback. Even the Dire have been using some buybacks. I think that's probably partly why they're like, look, we need to get Roche. We don't want to, you know, throw away this lead right now.
Definitely play it safe.
But Lone Druid with an Aegis in hand, almost a completed Skadi as well. And Storm, a very good hero for defending high ground as well, able to just clear out creep waves with very low risk.
He's desperately trying to finish that Bloodstone. I think he's got it.
There we go.
He's got it, yeah.
The last hurrah knows he has no buyback, so may as well buy it.
It's going to help with the respawn time if he does die.
Yep.
So that's definitely a big plus there. PG.BarracX taking their time. Another hallmark of an experienced team, I guess. You don't rush into these things. Clear all the vision that AGN has around that bottom lane. And just go in when you're ready. No need to rush. They got full map control. I mean, if they wanted to, they could extend this lead out to 30k, 40k.
I think they're more looking maybe at the high ground though with this Aegis cheese.
Yeah, they will be going for it now.
They're grouping up down this bottom lane. They know top, mid. Those lanes will push themselves with the super creeps. Storm Sand King can deal with it, but it's not like you can just deal with it and then ignore it. So you got to deal with it and then a minute later deal with it again. It's this constant pressure. And down bottom, Dazzle with his Necro 3 and the cooldown reduction, just constant pressure from him as well. Storm looking to clear out the wave. Nicely played. Reverie didn't TP out. He's actually got no TP for 15 seconds, but they've got creep waves. There's a creep wave top.
An interesting play, actually.
Oh no, Reverie, I don't think he realized what he was getting himself into. They didn't understand that there's a creep wave in top. Void looks for a chrono, catches up 3, Storm, falls on through. Nice chrono, there's the chain cross now, bouncing on him, doing some good damage here. Problem is, Lone Druid has an Aegis, and he's just going to turn and fight. Good burrow strike through, catching out the Kunkka, but not sure it's going to be enough as Reverie goes in, wants to finish off Upgrade. Stolen chrono, going to be hooked out. Nicely played by Allison, but it's maybe all in vain here as Kunkka gets a godlike streak and can just focus the racks here. Oh, Storm, he's been lifted. Snowball follow-up. Burrow strike will not save him. Allison will get 1 kill on the Pudge, but it's all in vain as the racks looking like they will go down. And AGN only have 2 heroes standing here. Lon in the trees will not escape. 4 dead, and it's looked like the end. They've got the mega creeps here. We'll see if AGN have anything left in the tank, but got to imagine this is just about to be GG territory.
Yeah, we're just about there, I'd say. I mean, good on the Aussies for playing it out, but yeah, this one is definitely...
There we go. GG is called. Let's hear it for PG.BarracX, who will advance to the next round, as well as the Aussie boys, AGN. Playing in home soil, not the best showing from them, but a valuable experience nonetheless.
Yeah, them just being here is a massive achievement. Playing on the big stage, so kudos to them.
Yeah, hopefully a team we'll be seeing more of in the Australian scene, competing in the different tournaments.
Yeah, I hope they stick together. It's a pretty solid 5. They have a lot of potential. They're all quite young, as you mentioned before. So definitely a lot of potential for growth there.
And PG.BarracX have actually looked consistently like one of the really strong. They're a team I thought would start in the winner bracket. Obviously, the 2 Chinese teams very strong in their own right, but PG.BarracX, you know, they're a very solid, consistent SEA team. Maybe not quite on that tier 1 TNC Fnatic level, but they're definitely right underneath.
They're definitely that 1 step below, getting to that tier 1 level. They are definitely a team that could go very far in this event. So looking forward to what they do next against Deathbringer, right?
Yeah, that's a crazy best of one.
Yeah, that's going to be a big one.
Those teams met earlier in the group stage, but this time it's PG.BarracX coming off a win, so they've got more momentum.
The momentum, absolutely.
Whereas Deathbringer, they got 2-0. They got stomped by r1sk. They lost the game in like 17 minutes. So got to imagine that evens the scales a bit.
Absolutely, it's going to be a crack of a game.
Awesome. Well, we'll have that match later on. Before we get there, though, we're going to have to head to a break before we get our next best of one. The other Aussie boys, Natural 9, will be heading up into our next series against r1sk. So stay tuned, guys.